Let's talk about breaststroke. The first evidence we have of breaststroke is actually 10,000 years ago in the Stone Ages. Historians found cave paintings of swimmers swimming a breaststroke-looking stroke. The first book on swimming, Beats, was published by German author Nicholas Vindman in 1538, and in that book he was describing a way of swimming that was meant for preventing drowning, and that stroke described was breaststroke. In 1696, French author Melchizedek Thévenot wrote a book called The Art of Swimming, and in that book he described a breaststroke that is very similar to our modern breaststroke. As competitive swimming began to take shape in the early 1800s throughout Europe, breaststroke was the main stroke that was competed in. And we know that in the mid-1800s, a group of Englishmen were handily defeated by a group of Native Americans when the English used the breaststroke style of swimming, while the Native Americans used the front crawl style of swimming. In 1875, Captain Matthew Webb became the first person to swim across the English Channel. He swam all 21 miles breaststroke. The Olympics in 1904 were the first games that featured all of the strokes in separate categories. So breaststroke was competed as its own stroke, backstroke was competed as its own stroke, and freestyle was competed as its own stroke. In the 1930s, University of Iowa coach Dave Armbruster was looking for ways to improve the breaststroke stroke, as he noticed that the current breaststroke recovery, where swimmers brought their hands forward back to the water, was pretty slow. And that's how he, along with many others in the same time period, developed the butterfly arm style of breaststroke. But in 1952, FINA ruled butterfly its own stroke, and breaststroke reverted back to what we know it as today. Another way many breaststrokers tried to reduce drag was by not bringing their head out of the water, and in fact they swam long distances of the stroke completely submerged in the water. FINA decided that this was dangerous, and they required that breaststrokers must keep their head out of the water throughout the breaststroke cycle. In the 1960s, FINA implemented another rule in breaststroke, preventing the arms from pulling past the hip line except for once off of each wall, and that was how the breaststroke pullout was born. In 1987, FINA finally allowed breaststrokers to completely resubmerge their head after each stroke, as long as the head broke the surface of the water during each stroke cycle. At the 2004 Olympics, Japanese Olympic gold medalist Kosuke Kitajima became known for using a dolphin kick during his pullout. Now this caused a lot of controversy, as that was highly illegal and it was very visible on the underwater cameras that were used to televise the games. However, officials couldn't tell that he was doing the pullout from the surface, and thus his victories in the 100 and 200 breaststroke stood. In 2005, FINA decided to allow the use of one dolphin kick during the pullout.